The 8th annual Rosamond Deputy of the Year ceremony was held at the Westpark Elementary Auditorium on Tuesday, February 26, 2013. To determine who would take home the prestigious honor of Deputy of the Year.
Like Mr. Landsgaard said, I've been in and out of Rosamond several times since 1996. I always keep asking to come back to Rosamond because I like working out here, I like the community, and I like Rhoda, so I come back as I can. And I've been able to be a part of this dinner several times, and I've seen the Officer of the Year chosen in several different ways. This year I kind of flexed my sergeant stripes, got my investigators, got Connie. We sat down and put our minds together in my office one day and came up with a few ideas, and then one person just really stuck out more than the others for a lot of different reasons. So I just want to go through this a little bit. This year we decided that we were looking for a deputy who may not have written the most search warrants, may not specialize in one area of investigations, and maybe doesn't have the highest arrests in the substance. We're looking for that one guy who's always there, does good work all the time, who is consistent, and is on his way to becoming well-rounded in all the duties of a deputy sheriff. This year we picked someone who always comes to work with a smile. He carries a good attitude with him daily, no matter how tall the workload is stacked, how busy he gets, how difficult the calls are, or the people he has to deal with. There is always a solid, good professional attitude that he consistently displays. He's professional in his demeanor to the public, members of other agencies, and his partners. He fosters good relations between agencies such as the District Attorney's Office, the California Highway Patrol, and the Fire Department, which we kind of went over, Mr. Landsgaard did a little earlier. Out here in the desert, it's not like a metropolis area. A lot of times the Highway Patrol and the Fire Department is our backup, and we rely on them heavily, and he's clearly established a good rapport with those agencies. As far as his performance goes, this deputy consistently writes good reports. Some of you familiar with our world understand the saying that we sometimes use: law enforcement lives and dies by the paper we write. We often see deputies who are phenomenal at handling calls on the street, very street savvy, but find it a little bit more difficult to relate what we're doing, what we've done, what we've seen and heard, to a piece of paper. Sometimes a skill that takes a long time to learn. This deputy naturally has both those skills, and performs them very well, and has done so since he's been here. Along with writing good paper comes good investigation skills. This deputy takes the initiative to perform thorough investigations regularly, right from the start. When this deputy gets the call for service, he quickly determines what's happening, who's involved, and makes a decision of where the investigation should go. Instead of just taking the minimal amount of information and passing it on to one of our senior deputies, he finds that path to head down and follows out all the investigative leads he possibly can. Most of the time, he gets all the information needed to make an arrest and complete the investigation with very little follow-up in the future. This deputy possesses all the good qualities that a supervisor looks for. He's someone who will go for an apartment and have a very successful career. One of those qualities that I look for is just being a squared-away person. This deputy's character and moral qualities makes him stand out. He genuinely cares about the people he works with and the community he serves. An excellent example of this is a story that I heard about this deputy. He was working one night and heard one of his partners, who works in a completely different area of the county, get their first dead baby call. Of all the calls in the world that we have to go to, the tragedy of a child or an infant dying is the last call we ever want to get. I don't care how tough anybody thinks they are, they've had a death in their own family, whether they have kids or not. This is one of the toughest calls we can go on. We're processing our own emotions on top of dealing with the family's emotional trauma. It's truly one of the most intense, difficult incidents we ever handled. But this deputy understands that. He recognizes the stress and emotional issues that his partner is going to experience, if not already experiencing. Once his partner cleared the call, my deputy took the time to call him on the phone and make sure it's all right. Offer comfort and understanding, and assured his partner that he knew that he was there for him. This is a defining mark of his character. Deputy leader means something. It's something to be very proud of and not take lightly. The deputy who receives this honor should be the embodiment of the sheriff's expectations, having integrity, accountability, pride, and honesty. And you'll find all of these in this deputy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce the Rosamond Substation Deputy of the Year, Benjamin Harmonson.
Eric, you want to tell us what kind of gun that is, and are you going to show them how to keep that safe?
I'm sure you know how to do that. It's a Versa 380, just a little back.
Supervisors. It's a great place to work, and I work with a bunch of great deputies out here. And I have pride in the community, and I have no problem serving the community of Rosamond. Thank you for coming tonight. Deputy Harmonson of the Sheriff's Office. I'm very honored to have received the award. I don't know how they chose me over somebody else. I work with a bunch of great individuals in the substation, so I know it was probably a very difficult situation and decision for our supervisors to make. I'm just very honored right now, and that's about it.
We picked this year's Deputy of the Year based on a lot of different reasons. Number one is a good attitude. He comes to work today, every day, with a good attitude and a smile. He pays attention to detail. He's a hard worker. Anytime anybody needs help, he's right there every day. He's very consistent in how he does business and taking care of the citizens of Rosamond, and that's why he was picked for Deputy of the Year.
All right.
Well, nice to see you, Matthew Frank. I understand you're good friends with our Assistant Governor-to-be, Sherry Duman. Tonight's event, of course, is the Sheriff's Appreciation Dinner for the Sheriff's deputies here in Rosamond. It's good to see that we had the winner was Benjamin, don't call me Harmonson. And given the Oscar theme and the Lincoln doing so well, it's good to have another presidential name almost become the winner. It's interesting to hear Sergeant Tim Posey's speech on how they selected Deputy Harmonson. It's a good thing that they're doing, and we're glad as the Rosamond Rotary Club to be able to offer appreciation for our deputies. They do so much, and I think as I said earlier, the way that if you saw the movie Argo that won the Best Picture award, Ben Affleck's character, Tony Mendez, goes into Iran all by himself, has to think on his feet, has to make decisions, got nobody backing him up. Well, that's a Rosamond Sheriff's deputy. They have to think on their feet, know what they're doing, and with nobody backing up, use their resources and think on their feet. And it's good that we have so many of them, and I'm sure it was a difficult selection for Sergeant Tim Posey, but at the same time, we're glad to be able to have